Today's video is another New Mexico cold case. Tim Edwards, a retired school teacher, is brutally murdered. And I truly think that he was just an innocent person who happened upon something that wasn't so innocent. So Tim and his wife, Lynn, were retired school teachers back in Arizona. They moved to Silver City, New Mexico, and they built this amazing ranch on 40,000 acres. And this is where they were gonna live out the rest of their lives together. It was December 30th, 2005, and Tim was out running some errands. He'd gone to the grocery store. They were going to be having a New Year's Eve party with some friends. And then he called his wife on the way home back to his ranch. He had a load full of hay on the back. He let her know he was about 30 minutes away. An hour goes by. He hasn't come home. She gets worried. She goes out looking for him. She comes upon his truck, but she doesn't see him. His truck was on Bear Mountain Road and his headlights were on, but the engine was off and there was no overhead light either working or on. And she decided to just kind of keep driving past the truck towards town to see if she saw any side of him. She only drives for a little bit before she's like, no. So she turns around and goes back to his truck. She opens up his door and she sees his cell phone on the seat. And that's when she's like, no, something's wrong here. So she goes back home to get a flashlight. On her way home, she calls her friend and she's like, hey, get a flashlight, get over here, something's wrong. So Lynn gets back to his truck with a flashlight. So she begins to start looking for him. There's a wooded area. She starts over there. And as soon as she starts to get in there and look, she finds him. He was laying face down in the dirt. He had been stabbed and his throat had been slit. Now, they had no leads and it went on America's Most Wanted in 2006, 2007, 2009, but nothing has come of it. Now, a couple people were arrested, but there was never enough evidence and they were released. So the first person to be arrested was a man named Michael Snyder. He was a local addict, and apparently he first told police that he was with two men and a woman, and they were engaging in some sort of drug deal when Tim happened upon them, and Michael witnessed Tim being murdered. He later denies being there at all. Police looked for any evidence of these two men, but couldn't find any, but they did find out that the woman did exist, and she was number 2 to be arrested. Her name was Tammy Dyer. She never showed up for her questioning appointment. She was arrested, but never panned out. So, did Tim encounter a drug deal on his property? Did he encounter some people partying on his property? His wife said it wouldn't be unusual for people to be partying on their property and he would come up and tell them to leave or ask them to, not make a mess or something. But for his throat to be slit seems really aggressive. So Lynn sold the ranch, moved back to Arizona in 2012, and Tim's case remains unsolved.